Hey y'all, and welcome back to the Celestial Garden Show. I'm your host, Shanice, and this is your weekly transit talk. It's a bit late. I'm recording this today, Tuesday, May the 13th, 2025, and it's late. But I wanted to give myself some time to process the full moon and what it was revealing to me and in my personal life. Um, and if you haven't noticed, this is for the week of May the 12th through May the 18th, 2025. And let me just say, this week is not here to play. The energy is very deep, emotional, and very real. From the jump, we start this week off with the Scorpio full moon. And that alone is setting the stage for some full circle revelations, karmic cleanups, and shadow work you might not be able to avoid anymore. And I'm not just saying this for the collective, I'm saying this for myself as well. I know a lot of people are concerned about me that don't really know me or who don't talk to me every day, but I am perfectly fine. I am healthy. I'm just burnt out. I'm tired. I'm tired of people manipulating other people. I'm tired of people trying to control other people. I'm tired of people being performative and not showing who they really are. And this isn't for just any one specific person. This is just collective energy. I am a psychic and a medium. And I know that a lot of people, you know, take that lightly. But I'm the real deal, okay? I'm not out here lying to y'all and trying to get money from people and trying to harm anybody. I'm literally just taking it day by day, like many of you who listen to me. So, excuse me, with all of that being said, when I sat with the transits and I pulled the cards for the week, the moon came out and it was grounded by the King of Cups. And honestly, that hit hard for me. The moon card is all about mystery, intuition, dreams, illusions, but also fear. It's the fog before the clarity. It's the whisper before the reveal. And grounding that energy was the King of Cups. That's emotional mastery. That's spiritual maturity, holding it together when your feelings want to flood every single thing. So that energy is the energy of the week. That's the vibe for this week. And it's all about emotional truth rising to the surface. And as I record this podcast episode today, I heard that Cassie took stand in the Diddy trial today. She took stand to testify. And I even heard that his daughters had to walk out of the courtroom. Um, so this week is revealing some things that a lot of people have to face about themselves. And it's not easy. It's not comfortable. I have a natal Scorpio moon, so a lot of people probably think I'm online crashing out or I'm online losing it. I have a natal moon in Scorpio. Do you really read astrology? Like, let's be for real. I'm not crashing out. If I was crashing out, it would not look like what I posted online. But this week is exactly what we need collectively. It's pushing us toward truths. We've got Mercury squaring Pluto, the sun forming a conjunction with Uranus, Jupiter squaring the nodes, and a full moon in Scorpio trining Saturn and the North Node that happened on Monday. So this is a checkpoint week, not like eclipse season, but it's spiritually louder. It's the kind of week where what's hidden becomes impossible to ignore and what's real becomes non-negotiable. So if things feel emotionally thick or spiritually confrontational, just know you're not doing it wrong. You're actually in the exact right place. So this week is about trusting your instincts, checking your emotional blind spots, and staying grounded while everything else around you starts to shift. All right, so before we get into this week's astrology, I want to take a second to reflect on my crash out, what I was doing all last week on social media. The energy is thick. I'm a real psychic and a medium. I can feel everybody's shit. I'm just going to be honest. I can feel it. And the sun forming a conjunction with Uranus, personally for me, it's me getting out of being gullible. Okay? Like I am a gullible person. Or I was, let me just say that I was a gullible person. And so I believe that everybody who I met was truly coming towards me with purest intentions and not trying to harm me unless they actually said they were. And this sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus this week, opposing my natal moon in Scorpio. Exactly, it's at 27 degrees. It's revealing that I need to wake up. Okay, I live on Earth, and I don't know if that's the same thing for y'all too. I live on Earth, and we got to be real about some things on Earth. We are the new adults on Earth. Okay, we cannot be delusional. We cannot chase fantasies anymore unless they are sustainable for our society. And I've been listening to the Astro Twins, and they've been saying that this is the year of the pendulum swinging or something like that. And yes, it totally is. I don't understand for the life of me why people can't imagine the world being such an evil place, but not it being a good place. And I don't understand why it's so hard for people just to be vulnerable with other people. Not everybody, but people that you know you can be vulnerable with. And speaking of delusion, we had a conversation, or Jason Lee and Candace Owens had a conversation where they were talking about gender identities. And Jason Lee basically said that, women don't even do it well enough to be women. So who's to say that you can control the term woman? Well, we have spiritual authority. Okay. If you are born with female parts, God saw fit for you to be a woman. Okay. You can't change spiritual authority. That's a part of that. That's spiritual authority. And then last week we had Mercury conjunct Chiron in Aries, which makes total sense about the wounded speech and people impulsively talking and people talking about burnout and always having to defend their truth. So that's that Mercury conjunct Chiron. I had a lot of people who were mad at what I was saying on social media. I really don't care. I'm just telling y'all the truth. If you don't want it, oh well. But we still have Mars and Leo, and it just formed an opposition not too long ago with Pluto. So it's telling us to drop the act, drop the performance. And it opposed Pluto 3 times. So it's saying enough, stop performing and start being. So last week really felt raw, unfiltered, but sometimes that's what we need. That's what I need, a reality check, sometimes we can get too comfortable in our delusions and we need a little shakeup. So let's zoom out and look at the overall vibe for this week before we get into the daily breakdown. This week starts off heavy. Yes, it did, but necessary. We started the week off with the full moon in Scorpio on Monday. And if you've been trying to avoid certain truths or emotions, that's not going to fly with the Scorpio moon energy. So if you were trying to sweep things under the rug, Scorpio energy burns the rug and it makes you look at what's underneath it. And that's all I was doing this week on social media. So it was not a crash out. I am okay. And maybe it was a crash out. I guess. I don't know. But this full moon isn't just about drama, or it wasn't just about drama. It's trining Saturn and the North Node in Pisces, which means there's purpose in what's surfacing. It's aligning us. It's trying to get us to clean up some karmic energy. It's spiritually auditing some manipulative energy. It's wanting emotional honesty. That's what Scorpio energy in its higher expression is all about. And it's not trying to punish you, it's for evolution. So if you felt uncomfortable, if it felt intense, it's trying to get you to step and align in your purpose. There are a lot of people chasing other people's purpose. It's time for you to face yourself and align with who you are. Um, so at the same time, we have this week we have Mercury in Taurus squaring Pluto in Leo right after the full moon this week, I believe on Thursday. So, excuse me, expect more truth bombs, some mental pressure, people saying the quiet parts out loud. Don't be surprised if something gets exposed, whether it's publicly or in your own personal life. It was always meant to come clean and reveal the light. By the middle of the week, Jupiter in Gemini, ungrounded, Jupiter is ungrounded in Gemini. It squares the north node, or squares the north and the south node on May the 15th, which feels like probably like a crossroads. Like, where are you putting your faith and what are you expanding that maybe needs to be redirected? This is that are you talking the talk type of energy or walking the talk type of energy? Then we close the week with a big shift. The sun is forming a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus on May the 17th. I don't know what to expect. That's opposing my sun. I mean, not my sun, my moon. So this is a breakthrough type of energy, but also it's unpredictable. If you've been resisting change, this could be like some sort of nudge or shove that get you going, that'll get you moving. Mercury squares Mars the next day. So this can make conversations a little more spicy. Just pick your battles wisely or choose your battles wisely. We also get the healing opportunity with Jupiter sextile Chiron. That's where the wisdom comes through after the storm. So emotionally, we're moving through a lot this week. It will feel really heavy. The moon starts in Scorpio, that's deep feelings, and it moves into Sagittarius with some big truths, into Capricorn, where it gets serious, and then Aquarius by the end of the week, where it can be a little more detached and reflect more on that, what's been going on this week. So that's a full like emotional arc, a roller coaster. So just give yourself some grace if you're feeling all over the place this week. You are not broken. You are just processing some information, processing some things. Overall, though, this week is about facing what's real and shifting where you've been stubborn and giving yourself permission to evolve, even if it's uncomfortable. Think of it as emotional pruning. You're not cutting back what's dead to make room, or you're cutting back what's dead to make room for what's next. So just, take it easy this week. Do not overextend yourself if you can. Um I was going to do like the daily breakdown this week, but I'm going to try to keep it really short and simple. I have been feeling emotionally overwhelmed. Like I said, I am a real psychic and a medium. I don't like to do readings for everyone. I've stopped doing readings. And I'm pulling my energy back. So I'm grounding myself, and hopefully you guys, this after this week, if it has been emotionally tense for you, you are also grounding yourself. Some advice I can give: we have Saturn moving into Aries, which I've been talking about for the longest, on May the 24th. So this will bring about some energy where you would want to get serious about who you are, serious about how you protect your body. This energy or this cycle with Saturn moving into Aries for the next couple of months until it goes back into Pisces is going to ask you to get clear about seeing how sacred your body is and get clear about your spiritual authority. So that's it for this week. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, or leave a review. And if something I said hit home for you, make sure you leave it in the comments below. I always love seeing and hearing how y'all are moving through these transits in real life. And if you are having a hard time with this energy, just make sure you are grounding yourself. Take it easy, unplug for a while. But all right, y'all, that's it for this week's transit talk. Have a good week, and I'll talk to you next week when we unpack the aftermath of this week, the Scorpio full moon, Sun Uranus conjunction that's still unfolding. So stay grounded, stay real, and stay in your power.